Narayaneeyam Bhattarji will always call him parachinmudātmakaṁ. Always telling Bhagavan, you are Parabrahman. You are Parabrahman, you are Satchitananda Swarupan. Like this, many places this word will come. Parachinmudātmakam. Chinmaya Swarupam is Bhagavan. He is Satchitananda Swarupam. So, when the gopis are seeing the form, they are captivated by the beauty of Bhagavan. And that is the idea of Bhagavan, to captivate them. So he will take a form which will exactly do like that. So, vikṣya sammumuhuranvahaṁ sitrayaḥ, then manmathOnmathita mānasāḥ tvadvapurnava statastataḥ gOpikāstava sehire hare kānanōpagati mapyaharmukhe manmathOnmathita mānasāḥ tvadvilOkanaratā statastataḥ gOpikāstava sehire hare kānanōpagati mapyaharmukhe. Who gets everyone in trouble? Manmatha. He will come and create infatuation in the mind of even great rishis and gods. He is famous for that, Cupid. So, how does he do? He has 5 flower arrows. They are Arvindam, Ashokam cha, Chutam cha, Navamallika, Nirotphalam cha, Panchaite, Pancha Banasya Sayaka. He has Arvindam, red, pink, lotus, flower arrows. These are all arrows. How they will affect a person, you can see. So, he has the arrow flower called red, pink lotus. Then Ashoka tree wood flowers on the flower arrow. Then Chutam is the mango tree. Adodu flower arrows. Navamallika, jasmine flower road arrows. And then Nilotphalam, again another blue lotuses. Like this, he will use 5 flower arrows, and suddenly the scenery will become like that, to create that emotion of love, and suddenly the beautiful spring season will have come. Suddenly the trees will be full of flowers, and there will be fragrance, and the wind will be bringing the fragrance, and the sound of water running in the streams will be there, and fresh wind is blowing gently. Like this, he will create the ambience for the love sports. That's what he does. So Vishwamitra is doing tapas, he will come and disturb. Like this, how does he do? The flower arrows, they go and churn our mind. That's why it's called manasa. It's churning the manas. How does he do? With the arrows, the first one will be moham. First it creates moham. It creates our feeling of infatuation to that person. First time the man and woman see, they get that feeling. Then Mohan and Madan, and then it will become intoxicating feeling, and they only think about that person day and night. Slowly, they don't think about anything else, and then that discrimination sense is gone. They only think about that person, and it becomes more and more. Then Shoshan, the other things, if they will leave, only this thing, only this person, and all the no other thing will give them any rest. The rest vritti will become dried up, and then sammohan அப்படியே மயங்கிடுவா அதுல. They completely get immersed, infatuated in that thing. Then stamban, the body also, they won't care, they won't eat, they won't sleep properly, they'll only think about that person always. And then tapan, they feel in intense heat of suffering unless they are with that person. Like that, it will happen in the worldly life. So, and this normal man and woman, then it may not be the correct thing at that time. So, like Rishi is doing tapas, then if Manmatha is doing like this, and all these things are happening, then tapas will be gone. That's why they do it. Indra will send, some apsara to disturb the penance of Rishis. So the gopis also same way, but here it was good for them because it's Bhagavan. Idu Bhagavanodu will. And Bhagavan, even though this Manmatha are doing the games, later on you will see in Rasa, it's coming very soon, Bhagavan will be Sakshat Manmatha. He will be the one who churns the mind of that Manmatha, who churns the mind of everyone. That is Bhagavan. Manmatha will flee from that place where Rasa is about to happen. Manmatha will say, today Krishna is going to dance with thousands of women. I will get him today. Krishna said, yeah, try, come. And when Manmatha came and he saw the beauty of Krishna, he was the one that having that effect that normally he would do to others. He got that effect. He got completely, blown away by the beauty, and then he became unconscious. Krishna says, "Tumhara kuch kaam nahi hai idhar, get out." So that's Bhagavan. Even though being in the state of Atma Raman, he's having Rambi Pikara Gobastrigal, he's having the Leela with the gopis, but even ever established in the Atman. That is Rasa Leela. So this Manmatha is churning the mind of all the women, so they are attracted to Krishna and want him as their consort. So manmathOnmathita mānasāḥ tvadvapurnava statastataḥ gOpikāstava sehire hare kānanōpagati mapyaharmukhe. Then nirgate bhavati dattadṛiṣṭayaḥ tvadgatenamanasā mṛigekṣaṇāḥ veṇunāda-mupakarṇya tvadvilasakathayabhiremire. Nirgate bhavati dattadṛiṣṭayaḥ tvadgatenamanasā mṛigekṣaṇāḥ veṇunāda-mupakarṇya tvadvilasakathayabhiremire. So the gopis will watch when Krishna Balram, when they leave, they'll be watching them until they are out of sight. And then they'll hear the sound of the flute. So their eyes are looking at Krishna, their mind is absorbed in Krishna, mṛigekṣaṇāḥ, these lovely gopis with beautiful eyes. veṇunāda-mupakarṇya. They hear the sound of the flute and all the housework is all stopped. They are not able to be normal people. After they hear the sound of the flute, they all get together and tell about Krishna's Leelas. Vilasa kathaya bhiremire. What is the gopi satsang? They tell katha. They keep telling Krishna Leela again and again. So, and then as they are telling the katha to each other, that is all this chapter in Bhagavatam. So, how the gopis describe Krishna playing the flute. kānanānta-mitavān bhavanapi snigdhapādapadale manorame yatyaya kalidapādamāstitah pratyapurayata veṇunālikāṁ. kānanānta-mitavān bhavanapi snigdhapādapadale manorame yatyaya kalidapādamāstitah pratyapurayata veṇunālikāṁ. Stand under the cool shade of a tree, and then he will cross his legs, and then with his lotus hands he'll lift the flute and then keep it on his lips, and then the empty holes of the flute he'll fill with his air, and so the beautiful fingers will be moving in the flute, and he'll nicely make the different ragas standing cross-legged. There's a beautiful Namavali. Yatyasta charana Shri Krishna samacharane Shri Radhe Utilalaka para Shri Krishna Dirgaveni Shri Radhe Shyamalavarna Shri Krishna Gauravarne Shri Radhe Shikandalankrita Shri Krishna Mallikalankrite Shri Radhe Murali Vilola Shri Krishna Sukha Vilole Shri Radhe Yatyasta Charana Shri Krishna Samacharani Shri Radhe. So, our Thakurji is Tede Thakurji. He has Teda in 3 places. The leg will be cross-legged, then the hip will be sit like this, and then the shoulder will be bent. So, he is called Tede Thakurji. And the direction of Prem is also Teda. Prem, this is Prema Bhava. Krishna Avatara is showing the Prema Bhakti of gopis. Other avatars, we don't see it. Here the gopis have Prema Bhakti. Abdiye, they see everything as Krishna's happiness. They don't ask anything from Krishna for themselves, but they see is Krishna happy. Everything for Krishna, everything for Krishna. It is his sukham. Tat sukh sukhitanu cholluva. So, that Bhagavan is giving that feeling of prema by his gestures like this. Again, what happened? Marabana dudake chari gulam nirvikara pashu pakshi mandalam. This Cupid's arrows have effect on the entire place. The birds, the deer, the ducks and swans and the river and over the mountain, everything. It is having the effect of Kamadeva is doing. Marabana dudake chari kulam nirvikara pashu pakshi mandalam dravanam chandrishadama viprabho tavakam vyajani venu kujitam Marabana dudake chari kulam nirvikara pashu pakshi mandalam Dravanam Chadrishadama Viprabho Tavagamya Janivenu Pujitam. The forests are all so beautiful, and then on the ground is lotus footprints of Bhagavan. Everywhere there are his footprints which have the chinnam of the lotus, the shanga, the chakra, and beautiful flag. All these signs, symbols are there under the feet of Bhagavan. So they can see the lotus footprints of Bhagavan in the sand. And then the peacocks are dancing as Bhagavan is playing the flute. Other creatures which are roaming around here and there, they stood motionless, still. All the moving things became still, and all the non-moving things started melting. So the animals and birds, Pashu Pakshi Mandalam, Nirvikara, they were motionless. Just like the picture you will see, there's a picture will not move, right? On the screen there's just a picture, it will be still, right? Like that, the animals and birds and the deer, all the animals roaming, they are standing just still. They got the effect. Then the mountains, they are hard as the rock. Nothing can touch them, but they started melting. The mountains, Dravanam. So the mountain, you can see the melted chinnam in Vrindavanam. In some places where the mountain has actually melted and the Bhagavan's feet went inside. You could see, footprints of Bhagavan in the mountains where the mountain melted. And another way they say this Venu Pujitam, it's not like Bhagavan actually holding the flute and blowing air. As Bhagavan held the flute got horripilation and it started vibrating, it seems. Venu Pujitam. Flute vibrate pandrathu. Pujitam. So the flute got horripilation that Krishna is holding me. So the flute started playing itself. Like that they will say. So just he keeps the flute in his lips and then starts playing. The whole cosmos is affected by the sound of the flute. Such a beautiful Leela Bhagavan does with flute. Which other avatara Bhagavan played flute? So anyone, the flute is so sweet to hear in, no matter who plays it. But when Krishna is putting all the again and again, what is he playing in the flute? Radhe, 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 Radhe. Like this, he's calling the name of Radhe in the flute with, having given the sweetness of honey to that name. Then he's playing the flute. So that has the effect for everyone. The yogis and all, they have to forcefully do samadhi to go there inside. Gopis, nothing. They just stand there and they forget that samadhi state. Not only the men and women, but the animals. All of them get the samadhi state, ananda state, Bhagavan takes. So, Venurandra-taralanguli-dalam Tala-sanchalida-pada-pallavam Tatsthitham tava parokṣamapyaho Samvichindya-mumuhur-prajanganaha Venurandra-taralanguli-dalam Tala-sanchalida-pada-pallavam Tatsthitham tava parokṣamapyaho Samvichindya-mumuhur-prajanganaha. In the holes of the flute, the beautiful fingers of Bhagavan are moving. Then his feet are moving to keep pace with the talam. So the beautiful song compositions of Bhagavan, just extempore ragas he will come up with. And then all the songs of the Gandharvas are all so unique and they are not even available on the earth. So Bhagavan will play in one range, then he'll take it higher and higher and higher. Then Radhe will come and then she'll take it so high, and then Krishna will try to reach that note with his flute. He won't be able to reach that high. The flute will not be able to go that high. Like that our Radhe will sing. So this is the beautiful Leela they do. So the feet are moving for the tala, the anklets will be moving for the tala, the gopis will do with their kankans, making the rhythm for the song like this. Tala sanchalida pada pallavam. He's a Rasika Shekhara of Krishna. Only because of Krishna Avatara we have all the musicians and vidvans and all the art and everything is prospering in this earth now because Krishna is the Rasika Shekhara. He started all these dancing and singing and dressing up, all these things. So only the art is, it's there. People love, he has given the charitra so that we also want to do rasa, we also want to dance, we also want to sing, play instruments, all this come from Krishna. So very beautifully he will keep pace with that song and move his feet, the tender feet, pada pallavam. Tatsthitham tava parokṣamapyaho. Gopis are not here, right? Directly seeing him, but they are imagining and they are seeing, they have seen it before. So that thought is again and again coming. Just by thinking that, they are going to a state of ecstasy. Samvichindya mumuhur. அப்படி ஒரு ecstatic நிலையில கொண்டு போறான் பகவான். This is even beyond the reach of the yogis, reach of the rishis. This state he is taking them. So Brajangana, the gopis of Braja, they are taken into that ecstatic feelings. Then Nirvishanga bhavadanga darshinihi khechari kagamrigan pashunapi tvadvapurnava chataha dhanya dhanya midinanvamanayan. Nirvishanga bhavadanga darshinihi khechari kagamrigan pashunapi tvadvapurnava chataha dhanya dhanya midinanvamanayan. Forest all the other women who are selling fruits and vegetables and all, they'll be wandering here and there. Those women can all see Krishna. The animals can all see Krishna. The Gopas are with them. They can all see, but the Gopis are in their home. So they are telling, see, all the people, they are all so lucky to see Krishna always without any restriction. But we are all stuck here at home. Like this, the Gopis are thinking. The birds are all lined up in branches. And normally the birds are like making always chirping sounds, etc. But now they are still as the flute is coming. The celestial damsels are all traveling in the sky. As soon as they heard the flute, all the gods are coming and assembling in the sky, and the damsels are also overpowered with the feeling of love and so they don't even realize their garments are becoming loose, their hair is coming untied, but they are mesmerized by the sound of the flute coming. Then the birds are all still. Then tvadvapurnava kānanānta-mitavān. So this forest is so blessed that Krishna Balrama are there walking and doing sancharam in the forest. The deer is coming. The deer with all its female deers are all gathering together. They are not very intelligent creature. So they come near there and then look at Krishna and offer puja with their eyes. They are beautiful, lovely, doe-like eyes, right? So the way they look at Krishna, they offer puja with their eyes. Then the cows. What will happen to the cows? The cows will have big ears, and the ears will be always moving back and forth. But the moment Krishna started playing the flute, they keep their ears still, as though they are drinking the sound of the flute with the cup of their ears. They became still just to focus on that flute sound. Then the calves are eating grass. They are always, eating and eating. Amma will keep on feeding the cow, will keep on feeding the child, the calves. The calf have little milk in their mouth. They have little grass in their mouth. And instead of chewing and drinking, they just became still, forgetting to chew the grass or drink the milk, and the mouth is just like the food is just there. As suddenly as the flute started, the calves are in state of ecstasy. Like this, every animal, every bird, every creature, and then you'll see what is happening to Yamuna river later. Like this, all of them, the gopis are saying, Dhanya, Dhanyam. How blessed are they? How blessed are they to be when Krishna avatar happened and to hear the flute. Dhanya, Dhanya, midinanvamanayan. Then, apibeyam adharamridam kada Venu kada durato batakritam durashayeti akulamuhurimāsamāmohan. Apibeyam adharamridam kada Venu kada durato batakritam durashayeti akulamuhurimāsamāmohan. Apibeyam adharamridam kada. When we will get a chance to drink the adharamridam of Bhagavan, like this, the gopis are thinking, Durato batakritam durashayeti. The gopis are thinking, I don't know if and when that will happen. Next chapter will be, after this, the gopis fall in love with Bhagavan and then they want to have Bhagavan as their husband. So they will do the Katyayani Vrata. That is the next chapter. And then that day Bhagavan will give darshan to them and then he'll say, your wish will be fulfilled. Like this Bhagavan will promise. After that only rasa will happen. So this is all like the prelude to the rasa. So pratyaham cha punariptamanganaha chittayoni janidat anugrahat baddharaga vivashastvai prabho nityamapuriha krityamudata. नित्यहं च पुनरित्तमङ्गनाः चित्तयोनिजनिदादनुग्रहान् बद्धरागविवशास्त्वयि प्रभो नित्यमापुरिह कृत्यमूढता. Intelligent, don't think that flute is lifeless. It has full of life. It is enjoying Krishna's presence, like it is in Krishna's hand. What else does it know? What else does it need? Asalila and all this. So the flute starts to vibrate as Krishna is holding, and it makes a sound. Krishna is holding appadi solluva. So our anubhavathila it will come, and the flute is so hollow. That's why Krishna holds the flute. When we have nothing inside, Bhagavan will come. When all the dirt has gone from us, then Bhagavan will be there. In a clean mirror, he will shine. Like that, the flute has gone through so much, trouble to become like hollow. Ada vandu lot of cleansing it has to undergo before it becomes like that, right? How they will make the flute. So then the whole will be hollow. Those sound is coming nicely. When the heart is open and clear, Bhagavan can work from it, and Bhagavan can give the Chaitanyam. So Chaitanyam is the word. So all the animals got Chaitanyam, but then when the moving things became stunned and still, then the mountain got Chaitanyam in the form of melting. The trees are getting Chaitanyam in the form of that sap is released. Like this, the river, Yamuna river is coming round and forming whirlpools in the river, and then it's coming with big lotuses and as though touching Krishna's feet. And then when Krishna's feet touches them, it takes the lotus to itself as though hugging Krishna's feet. So all the Jadavastu became Chaitanyamayam. So that is how the Govardhana Parvatam, now it is revealing rare treasures in its bowels, the Govardhana mountain. Then it is giving lot of vegetables and fruits and roots for the children as they are going up and down the hills, and giving clear water. That's how the Govardhana Parvat is feeling the vibration from the flute and becoming a great Bhagavata and serving Bhagavan. Like this, whole world is filled with Chaitanyam. Our Lord Shiva, who was doing the Tandava, the Natanam, suddenly he stopped to hear the sound of the flute. Our Sanakada Rishis were immersed in dhyana, meditation state. When the flute sound came, they go to beyond that state, and they want to be conscious to experience this. So they go to that state and hear the flute. Brahmaji was doing work of creation. He stops his work and start to hear the flute. Our Adishesha, who is in the Patala Loka, holding all the Brahmandas on his head, and as soon as the sound of flute heard, he started swaying this way, that way to the sound of the flute, and as though the worlds will start falling. And Balramji, the Adishesha, is moving his head as though the other Brahmandas will start, falling from his head, and what will happen, like that. That was the effect for Adishesha. Like this, all the rishis, all the gods, all of them are feeling the power of the flute. It is going from the Patala to the heaven all the way. Like this, our Bhagavan. So the gopis, you can imagine their state. So they are but raga vivasha. By the grace of Cupid, they are completely overpowered by Krishna now. All that has happened, Mohan, Marjan, Tapan, Shoshan, everything. Their mind is, churned so much that Mohanam, Sammohanam, Marjanam, Shoshanam, Tapanam, everything has happened. So they don't want anything else other than Krishna. And so they cannot function normally in other things, only Krishna. But Krishna nala bhagyam, because Krishna is Chaitanya Swarupam. So because of that, this Loka Bhattadri is telling, normally getting raga. Raga means having intense desire for something, raga. Then dvesha means that don't want. That dvesha to something and raga to something not good for us, for spiritual progress. That dvandva should not be there. Raga, I want only this or I don't want this. That's always our tension, no? So if anybody has this, they're going to have a lot of tension. So the gopis, for them it was not so, because raga was to Krishna. So it became a blessing for them. That is this shloka. Ragastava jaya dehi svabhavade mokshopayo yatnata syannavasyad तासाद्वेगं तद्वयं लब्धमासीत् भाग्यं पाहि मां मारुदेश रागस्ताव जायदेहि स्वभावात् मोक्षोपायो यत्नत स्यान्नवा स्यात् तासां द्वेगं तद्वयं लब्धमासीत् भाग्यं पाहि मां मारुदेश. To hear this flute on Venu Ganade, most bhagyam. As Krishna is listening, ippadiyெல்லாம் நடக்கிறது bhagyam listening. So, Sri Krishnaya Parabrahmane Namaha. First slokam. Sandranandavabodhatmakamanupamit Aladeshavadibhyam Nirmuktam Nityamuktam Nigamashadasahasrena Nirbhasyamanam Aspashtam Drishtamaatre Punarurupurushartatmakam brahmatattvam Tattavadbhadi Sakshat Guru Pavanapure Andabhagyam Jananam. Shri Krishnaya Parabrahmane Namaha.